This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. For more details, visit gocurrency.com. By Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. By Ashley Furniture, visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com. And by Tom Dinsdale Automotive. Find us on the web at dinsdaleauto.com.
Site of the boys Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, Lincoln Southwest are champs on the girls' side. Lincoln Southeast and Pius will be battling here for the boys to see who hoists the trophy. Andy, Lincoln Southeast has been to this game 3 of the past 4 years under 4th-year head coach Joey Werning. They have not won it, and Joey Werning is also a former Pius grad and is playing his home team, and he's hoping he gets over the hump here today.
Yeah, a lot of crossover here, right, and a lot of phenomenal athletes on the court, really for both sides. You mentioned the Knights have been knocking on the door the last 3 seasons. Can they close it out, take home a HAC championship here this afternoon?
Southeast, the 5 seed in this tournament, defeated Kearney, the top seed, yesterday to get here, 61-55. When you look at Pius, they are the 2 seed, and they defeated Lincoln Southwest 76-56 to get to this point. So Andy, when you talk about some of these players, we'll start off with Lincoln Southeast. Tay Moore, guard, averaging 18 points, does it all.
He is fantastic, prolific scorer, averages 20 points per game, but it's his handles, Brandon. He has a 2-to-1 ratio, assists to turnover. He really kickstarts the offense and the defensive efforts for the Knights.
Flipping from a guard, going to a post for Pius, Trayson Anderson, averaging over 20 points, 14 rebounds a game. He's going to North Dakota State. He's pretty good as well, sitting at 6'10".
Just unbelievable. Averages that double-double, as you mentioned. Also leads the team in field goal percentage. 60% from the field. This guy's unbelievable. We had him earlier when they played Bellevue West game. All they could handle, 67-60. Just a little bit of a loss. Look for them to make a lot of improvements since that time.
We're about a minute to tip. Stay with us. HAC Championship here on NCN. All right, starting lineups being announced. We're about ready to get this thing started. Pius starters: Kellen Hum, Adam Searcy, Drew Drake, Aiden Brass, and Trayson Anderson. Anderson leading the way with 21 points. Kelly putting up 10 a contest, and Hum averaging 12. For Lincoln Southeast, we talked about Tay Moore, who's leading this Knights team with 18 points a contest. You have Mikey Nagoy, Jake Hilkeman, and Dang Geet also averaging 11 apiece respectively. Yeah. And Josiah Brown rounds out the starting 5 for the Knights.
Yeah, really nice balance to that Southeast starting 5. Depth, if you had to
point to one thing that could be a weakness, that would be that depth for Southeast, but they do such a good job of sharing the ball on the offensive end, multiple scores in double figures, average in double figures. You can't really hone in on one or two guys.
Tip goes to the Bolts, and we are officially underway here at Lincoln Southwest High School, the site of the Boys Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. And you have a block right off the bat from Geet.
Yeah, right away, Brass trying to work the right side of the lane there. That is what jumps out at you with Pius X, their length, so they love to get the ball inside. Good straight-up defense, that first possession there for Southeast.
This is a Knights team that returns 2 starters from last year's squad that made the playoffs and state for the first time in 10 years. And there is Jake Hilkeman, one of those returners who gets the scoring started.
6'4" senior penetrating the center of the lane, then with the ball fake, getting that defender to get out of his way with an easy finish right at the rack.
Well, we talked about the fact as Anderson gets his first bucket of the day that Lincoln Southeast has been in this game 3 of the past 4 years, yet to win it during that stretch. As a part of that stretch, dating back to 2018, 19, and 20, Pius entered this conference and won it the first 3 years it was in the conference. 2018, they were the champs. 2019, they were the champs. 2020, the last time they were champs, they defeated Lincoln Southeast, and that was in Joey Werning's first year when Brian Spichka was head coach for the boys program at Pius.
He also had a very strong backcourt presence. Some Hoibergs back there, the twins. Kind of fun to watch this shift, though, where now their strength is their length, and the post presence headlined by Mr. Anderson, number 44 in the center of your screen.
Hilkeman knocking down the 3, 5-2 Northeast. Yeah, when you look back to 2018 through 2022, Southeast or Pius has been in this game. Pius won it 3 years in a row. They did have a chance for the four-peat in 2021, but the Northeast Rockets got them in the final. And then last year it was Lincoln High, Lincoln Southeast, a game the Lynx came out on top of.
Yeah, Southeast has been so close the last 4 or 5 years. Really looking to cap it off under fourth-year head coach Joey Werning this time around.
Kellen Hum at the line. He hits the first. A reminder, this first quarter is brought to you by John Henry's. Their family serving yours. John Henry's, our first quarter sponsor here on a News Channel Nebraska. Kellen Hum knocking down 2. A programming note, and apologies to our viewers, we will not have a scoreboard or a clock for this broadcast, but I will be updating everyone on the score and the time, and there's 2 points right there by Mikey Nagoy, giving Southeast a 7-4 advantage.
Doesn't need much, just a sliver in the defense, and Nagoy gets the deflection, kickstarting the transition the other way. Smart decision that time from Southeast, not pressing it.
And the 3 from Moore drops.
That's just unfair when your point guard can spot up and knock down a triple like that.
10-4 Lincoln Southeast, 5:20 to go in the opening quarter. Glad you're with us here on News Channel Nebraska for the Hack Boys Championship.
Good initial drive there from Pius X. Got it down in the middle of the lane, just nowhere to go. Good job on the defense, collapsing down and not allowing for that easy kick out, open three-point attempt.
Ball in the hands of Searcy. Gets it over to Hum, just short from the corner. And stolen away by Hum. Pius back in possession. Hum, who started everything, gets the basket. Has a chance for the three-point play.
Strong finish. He was also a big part of that turnover at midcourt. A little bit of a melee there, back and forth. Hum closing out and finishing at the rim.
A reminder that Lincoln High School Sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. 10-6 Lincoln Southeast here in the first quarter. Open three for Haith, and Mike Haith, nothing but net.
Brass doing a nice job looking up a spot-up shooter in space. I mean, if you're a Southeast fan, you got to be saying to yourself, guard that three-point line. You got to know where the shooters are at.
Then on the other end.
Yeah, really nice finish. Following up the play was Haith once again. Crowd wanted a goaltending, but that would have took away a rebound and putback from Haith. All turns out well for Pius X.
5 quick points from Haith gives the Bolts an 11-10 lead. Hilkeman with the putback, and the Knights back on top, 12-11.
Hilkeman is on fire, shooting the ball, rebounding the ball. He's doing it all right now, the 6'4 senior for the Southeast Knights.
So Southeast takes the timeout.
Ooh.
They're leading 12-11, 4 minutes exactly gone, and that was a fast and furious opening 4 minutes, Sandy.
It really was. And back and forth, Pius X was able to generate a couple turnovers, score in transition after causing those turnovers, but Southeast just silky smooth on the offensive end. And you're seeing we talked about the number of scoring options they have. You saw Nagoy score more with that spot-up three in the eye of the defender. And how about Hilkeman just doing it all? Offensive rebounds, putbacks. He also had a corner triple earlier on.
Yeah, Hilkeman leading all scorers currently with 7. Moore with a 3, and Nagoy with a basket for the Knights. Haith coming off the bench has 5 to lead Pius. Anderson has 2, and Hum has 4.
Applying a little man-to-man pressure on the inbounds pass there, not allowing Pius to just walk the ball up the court.
Deep 3, short. Anderson has it inside, and he'll go to the line.
Haith is so smart with the ball, not only tracking down, making the hustle play, getting that loose ball, but then attacking the rim, drawing the defender to him, opening up his buddy, Trayson Anderson. That's why he's shooting at a 60% clip from the field. Most of the shots are like 2 foot, 3 foot, and a lot of it, the openings is due to his guards finding him some space. Excellent feed once again.
Well, coverage of this game is brought to you thanks to Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations, located at South Point and downtown in Lincoln.
Seesaw game, back and forth we go. Pius taking the slim lead back, 13-12.
3.5 remaining in the opening quarter. Moore penetrating, turnaround, doesn't fall.
Tough shot.
You have Kendall Hamilton in for the Knights, who gets the rebound there. Geet, top of the key, and it goes.
The second shot opportunity. Once again, a 6'4 senior in Kendall Hinton keeping that ball alive and finding a shooter at the top of the key for the deep triple.
And a nice answer. Haith. He is doing a great job. 7 points currently off the bench for Pius.
Really is, and he's not forcing the shot. He's giving it up when it's not there.
Hilkeman's shot doesn't drop. Anderson with the board.
Pius dodged a bullet that time.
Anderson from downtown. Does have the ability to make that shot. Geet on the step back, no.
Knocked down one similar area, maybe a little heat check that time. We're all knotted up at 15.
Strong take by Anderson. It will be Knight basketball.
Well, Southeast got away with a little bit of a defensive blunder. They were trying to get in their man-to-man. One guy was left open. Anderson able to take full advantage. Double team didn't catch him till a little too late, but he was unable to finish.
Coverage today is brought to you in part thanks to Zollner Ford Lincoln in Beatrice. 1:50 to go here in the first quarter. It's 15-all in the boys hack tournament championship.
Hookman's going to take a break here. That's going to allow Nate Applegate, a sophomore guard, to enter the game, number 24.
Moore's shot a little bit short.
And that's really where Anderson becomes a difference maker. He's able to sky for that ball. No second shot opportunities for the Knights.
Excellent effort, but it'll be a travel on Kelly.
Yeah, Pius fans were looking for that foul, but Nagoy got bailed out due to the travel before the hands got in there.
.112 remaining in the opening quarter. 15-15, Moore goes down. Gets it to Applegate. Now Nagoy.
So Moore did go down to his backside, right, but he didn't try and come up. He passed from his backside. That's why it wasn't a travel.
And Nagoy makes the most of it. Nothing but net from downtown. The Knights lead 18-15.
And I think we've seen everybody take a three here so far. That's just part of today's game. So impressive.
And 4 threes have dropped for the Knights. 1 for Pius.
Oh.
And how about that? Hum takes one on the face, buries the 3, and has a chance for the rare 4-point play.
Yeah, and that's a good call, late whistle, but the foul happened late. Kirby Wells, Jacob Hers, and Christopher Ladwig are today's officials, and they're already kind of getting their workout in here this afternoon.
Hum with 7 points, a chance to make it 8.
Doing a really nice job just stepping into that 3, knowing that he could take on some contact. He did, but Drano completes the 4-point play here with just under a half minute to go.
Pius leads 19-18. Shot clock is off.
Boy, as a defense, you hate that 4-point play.
Tough defense being shown here by Kelly on Nagoy. 8 seconds on the clock, and there's the foul.
Parker Kelly was trying to hang with Nagoy and not allow him to go left. That first step is so quick, though. He still got left and drew the foul.
Six seconds. 4 seconds. And 1 second. That'll do it for the first quarter. Pius 19, Southeast 18 here in the HAC Championship. Second quarter coming up shortly. Okay, 1 quarter gone. It was an action-packed opening 8 minutes. And Pius with the 1-point lead, 19-18 over Lincoln Southeast. Glad you're with us, Brandon Axement, Andy Klassen here on News Channel Nebraska for this Boys Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship.
Yeah, what a competitive first quarter we were treated to, and the PA system played the band Block Party with the song Banquet, and how fitting is that? Because we are having a party here, and we're being treated to quite a few blocks with the likes of Trayson Anderson, the 6'10 senior for Pius X.
Southeast was hot from downtown in the first quarter. 4 triples. Geet, floater doesn't go.
Good look, though, for Geet. He's got to continue to attack the middle of the court like that.
And it's out of play off Southeast.
Seriously, not getting the call. I'm okay with the no whistle there. It might have been a little out of control, leaning into his left, looking for the foul call. Give Southeast a lot of credit, playing that straight up, giving that offensive player room to operate and not committing a cheap foul on the drive. Good help, really good help down low.
Forces the turnover.
Geet was cheating over the entire way.
He'll come in guarded by Anderson.
Oh.
Good move, it doesn't fall. Knights keep possession.
And it's Kendall Hinton once again keeping the possession alive. Little tip out for the Southeast Knights.
Pius leading 19-18. And Moore is fouled on the floor.
My goodness, how about that first step? 0 to 60.
Moore, one of the most efficient point guards you'll see, according to head coach Joey Werning. He's averaging 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio.
And that's exactly what you want to see in your point guard, just assist to turnover ratio, but then you put 20 points a night on top of it. Wow.
Geet going baseline. Anderson is there. Moore with it. 10 on the shot clock. And here comes Pius.
That zone defense is really disrupting what Southeast is wanting to do.
And then you had Brass, the trailer.
Got to look up that late trail. That's an excellent job by Pius, being patient on the offensive end, allowing that play to develop.
21-18 Pius.
Mr. Anderson cleaning the glass once again, his 4th board early on.
Brass looking for Anderson, who finds him, and Hinton fouls him. Well, this second quarter is brought to you by O Street Carpet. Be sure to check out Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet, located near 17th and O in Lincoln.
Yeah, that's just really tough for Hinton, trying to take on Anderson when he didn't have a double team early on there, so he kind of got into Anderson, drawing that foul call. Going to take a seat here. That's just his first foul, though, of this game. Got the hair in the eyes there of Trayson Anderson. There he goes, kind of shakes it out of his eyes there before the shot.
Anderson with 6 points. Pius leads 23-18 with 5.5 to go in the second. Deep three, it falls. That's Nagoy's second from deep.
Look out, the stop and pop for Mikey Nagoy.
Anderson calling for it. Skip pass across. Kelly back to Anderson. Searcy driving, Floater off the glass.
Yeah, that's just a really nice shot, shot opportunity. Southeast falling into a little bit of a zone there. Where's the soft spots? In between the creases. Adam Searcy taking full advantage.
Hilkeman from deep. Board ripped down by Haith. 4.5 to play. It's 25-28.
The discipline on the back end there. Haith guarding the backside, boxing out. There's the hustle play from Haith.
25-21, rather. Pius leading. Nagoy. He's heating up, if not on fire. Nagoy with 3 triples and 11 points.
Brown was pushing the pace there, took some defenders with him, and Nagoy was just creeping up to that line the entire time, looking for that trail 3, and he got it.
Cut it to 1. It's 25-24 Pius. Now 27-24 after the Searcy basket.
Yeah, look out. Searcy's heating up from the right side. That's a welcome sign if you're a Pius the 10th fan.
Nagoy can't miss.
And if you are a Pius the 10th fan, you're saying, how can you let Nagoy be that open? Coming off a ball screen, perfectly well-timed play there for the Southeast Knights.
27-27 after the Nagoy triple. Now Geet inside with the left hand, no.
Not a bad take. Not a bad take, though, for Geet. He's got to continue to do that. Kind of cuts across the lane, that mid-range floater.
Ball ends up in the hands of Searcy. He's denied. And after it's all said and done, it's Lincoln Southeast ball.
Good on the official sticking with that. It kind of looked like a pinball game there for a little bit. Both teams so active, laying it all out on the line.
Pius takes the timeout. I'd like to remind you that this game is made possible thanks to Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones. You can find them at their Lincoln locations at South Point or downtown. And they also have a location in Grand Island, Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
I mean, this has been a really fun game to watch, to broadcast thus far, all knotted up at 27. And you really got to credit these two coaching staffs, changing things up defensively. Both teams like to be aggressive, right? Play man-to-man defense, you know, kind of puff out their chest, showcase their athleticism. Both teams have dropped back into a zone defense at times, really confusing the opposition and disrupting the offensive sets they're trying to get into.
The chess match at play here between these two coaching staffs who know each other. I mentioned the fact that Werning is a Pius grad. Head coach Adam Brill was an assistant, you know, in his early 20s when Werning was playing basketball for Pius, and so now they're sparring as head coach against head coach.
It's really fun when, you know, they have that history and they kind of know each other. It's like, I know what he likes to do. I know what he likes to take away. And then, like you mentioned, you see the chess match play out in real time.
Strong take by Geet.
And that's that aggressiveness on the offensive end that Geet needs to stick with.
29-27, Lincoln is Southeast. Now we're tied at 29.
How impressive has Michael Haith been thus far, making play after play for the Bolts?
9 points for Haith. It's 29 all, just under 2 to go at halftime as Hilkeman shuffles his feet.
He wanted that spot up 3. The defense closed out too quickly for him, shuffled his feet before he tried to get baseline.
A reminder that our halftime shows coming up, brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters. .145 to go, 29-29. Anderson with it and taking it right to the rack.
That's just tough. You had Applegate play with great anticipation, poking the ball away, but Anderson came up with that loose ball and finished at the rim. Nothing new there.
Well, Hilkeman dials up his second from deep.
Yeah, the defense has been caught sagging in a couple times now. Credit Southeast for finding shooters on the perimeter.
32-31, Lincoln Southeast. That shot off from Hum. Anderson, the offensive board. Anderson with 2 more.
Yeah, just too much. The double team needs to get down there. A little late on that occasion.
Pius back up by 1. 45 seconds before halftime. Moore wide open from the wing, and he splashes it.
Yeah, when you roll the dice and you don't come away with the steal, look out, because Southeast has some lethal shooters from beyond the arc.
35-33. That is 9 triples for the Knights here in this first half.
And they're not forcing it, Brandon. A lot of times you see high volume shooters from beyond the arc. They kind of, force a couple of shots up. That has not been the case here for the Knights. They're picking their spots. They're finding shooters in space. Great ball movement.
(35-33), 25 seconds to go.
There's that double team. Well defended that occasion from Southeast. Trying to work the ball into Anderson was Pius the 10th once again. Both coaches up on their feet, barking orders.
Basket falls for Haith. And that sends us into halftime. 35-35 is your score.
Wow. Wow, what patience shown by Pius the 10th for that final offensive set. Getting the one-on-one matchup with Michael Haith, who's been hot the entire first half. Closes it out with a nice little runner over the top floater.
Stay with us. We'll pause and come back with some halftime analysis. 35 all here in the boys HAC Tournament Championship.
The halftime report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
And welcome back to our Columbus Community Hospital halftime show. Glad you're with us on News Channel Nebraska. Andy, 35-35 after the first two quarters. Kind of seen it done differently. Southeast with 9 triples.
Right.
Pius with 2, but the majority of their points coming as 2-point field goals.
You're exactly right. And when you really dig into the numbers and kind of look at the strengths of both these teams, it's not that surprising when Trayson Anderson's the center, power forward for Pius X. He towers over everybody with that 6'10 frame. And then you have a couple of centers who are doing a pretty darn good job for Southeast defending the rim. It's just that when you're giving up that type of size, you are going to give up a bucket or two. And it's smart for Pius X to attack inside and play to their strengths. On the other side, Southeast, what you mentioned, 9 threes, 9 triples, doing such a fantastic job, led by Tamor, their point guard, working the ball around, being patient, finding their shooters in space, and boy, have they taken advantage of those open looks from beyond the arc.
Well, let's jump into those specific scoring stats brought to you by Sartor Heyman and Jewelers. Excuse me. Mikey Nagoy, he is absolutely on fire for the Knights. He has 4 of those 9 triples, in addition to a 1 2-point field goal, so he's sitting at 14. Tamor, as mentioned, he has 6 points, 2 triples. Jake Hilkeman with 10 points, 2 triples. And Dang Geet with 5 points and a triple as a part of that. So that's the scoring breakdown for the Knights. Flip side for Pius, you have Hum with 8, Adam Searcy with 4, Aiden Brass with 2, Trayson Anderson, no surprise, leading the way with 10. And actually, I spoke a little too soon, Andy. He has 10, which is great, but Mike Haith, off the bench, he has 11 currently for Pius leading the Bolts.
I was waiting for you to mention number 4, Michael Haith. He's been so impressive attacking the rim in the half-court set. And Trayson Anderson, once again, having a strong performance offensively. He's also leading all rebounders with 6 boards thus far. So once again, working on his ho-hum double-double performance. But I want to go back to Nagoy for Lincoln Southeast and those triples he's been able to knock down. He hit one really early, and it was so true. I mean, just nothing but bottom of the net, right? I think that gave a lot of his teammates confidence in him moving forward, and he was just finding open spots, and his teammates were all looking for him on the perimeter, and it worked out fantastically for the Knights throughout that entire first half, shooting from beyond the three-point line.
Again, those stats are brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones at their Lincoln locations, downtown or at South Point, as well as in Grand Island. We're about 2 minutes away from third quarter action. We'll pause and come back with second half of the Boys Hack Championship here on News Channel Nebraska. All right. Halftime buzzer has sounded. It's ready for third quarter action here at the Boys Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. We are all knotted up. 35-35 after an action-packed first half.
Boy, you said it. It's going to be interesting to see how these two head coaches that know one another very well, Coach Brill for Pius, Southeast with Joey Werning, how they're going to try and attack each other, because you really saw a phenomenal job of both teams being flexible with their offensive performances and also looking up different scoring options. You talked about Haith coming in off the bench to lead the Thunderbolts in scoring in that first half to that very point.
It'll be interesting, too, because we don't have official percentage stats, but what I can tell you is that Southeast shot an extremely high percentage from three. Will the law of averages come out, and will they come back down to earth, or will they be able to keep hitting those threes the way they did in that first half, which was extremely uncanny?
Well, if they can open up those shooters and give them a wide open three versus a contended three, and that's where Southeast was really able to hone in and drill those shots. But this is going to be a constant right there. Number 44, Trayson Anderson, snagging another offensive rebound. That's going to be a tall order, figuratively there, for Lincoln Southeast. But they're going to have to get an additional body on that young man and box him out at all times.
Anderson misses the second, but an offensive board by Brass, and the Bolts will take that trade off.
Do you see how Brass used his footwork underneath the rim there? Got the defender on his back hip, then circled back around to the rim. Excellent footwork that time for Aiden Brass.
So 38-35. He'll come in unable to hit from the top of the key.
There's that wide open three. As you mentioned, didn't connect that time for the Knights.
And a great take by Hum.
Yeah, you knew the senior shooting guard was going to get involved offensively. Nice job just going right down the left side of the lane.
(40-35) Pius here early in the third quarter. And a take by Hilkeman.
Just a fantastic job actually using Anderson as a mismatch, getting him to come out on a shorter post, but you saw it right there. Hilkeman can put the ball down on the deck and drive.
Anderson answers on the other end.
And here we go. These two prolific teams out of Lincoln trade in buckets early in this third period.
Moore. And so he drew the foul. Reach called on Drake. No, excuse me, on Searcy.
Yeah, you're either going to have a travel or the foul call. And I like the foul there more, drawing that foul, getting that early penetration and spinning back around towards the lane.
Ngoy, good job getting to the rack, but doesn't fall. Now up to Brass.
Credit Searcy for playing that straight up. He got beat, but then he didn't commit the late foul underneath the rim.
There's a foul away from the ball. The second on Ngoy.
So Pius on a little bit of a run here, taking a 5-point lead. This is where Southeast has got to be careful. They can't allow this to get around that 8 or 10-point mark. They're going to have to D up here.
Anderson. He is basically automatic right now.
Yeah, Guy checked out of the game. He's usually there for that double team. He's on the bench right now getting a breather.
Hilkeman wide open.
Oh.
And Adam Brill not happy about it as he makes the Bolts pay.
You mentioned Coach Brill, a little emotion there saying, get out, and then watching that three go Drano for the Southeast Knights. And that's a really tough play to defend against, that trail three. And oh, by the way, it was pretty deep there for Hilkeman for your defense to get out. And he's been matched up with their center, Trayson Anderson, for the better part of this game thus far. I mean, that's tough for your center. Guard the rim, then make sure you also defend the three-point line. That's a tall order for your big man if you're Pius X.
So the score is 44 to 40. Pius still in the lead with 5:35 to go in the third quarter, which is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Husker Rehab.
Think if I'm Lincoln Southeast right here, yes, I love the three-point shot. We see how good they are from the three-point line, but I want to mix it up just a little bit more offensively. Maybe play some more inside out, and once you get that kick out, try and catch that defense overplaying, closing out on that three-point shot, trying to work it back inside for a cheap bucket at the rim. Just staying versatile offensively has got to be the message head coach Joey Warning's giving to his Knights right now. You don't want to get caught up being one-dimensional and relying too much on that three-point shot.
Open three, doesn't go for Drake. Now the Knights looking to push. Hilkeman attacking the glass, 2 more points for the senior.
Yeah, when Tay Moore, the point guard, gets the loose rebound and starts heading the other way, that's usually bad news for the defense. Knights scoring in transition.
Hilkeman with 17 points, and Goy with the two-handed flush.
And the crowd explodes here at Lincoln Southwest High School. Nagoy showing you his athleticism with the flush.
44-44. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the third. We're tied in the boys hack tournament championship. And that is Applegate called for the foul.
And once again, Michael Haith just backing down his defender. Had the one-on-one. Man, that guy's been impressive coming in off the bench.
$11 points in the first half for Haith, now at 12.
And good length there to Michael Haith as well. You know, he looks like he's north of 6 foot. Doesn't try to do too much. That was an under control with his back to the basket type of drive there, backing down his defender.
Haith, another one of the many juniors on this Pius squad. Knocks them both down. It's 46-44. Pius in the lead. And Ngoy, shot doesn't go. Tipped out. 3 on the way for Brown, just short.
Pius dodged a bullet that time. The tip out. You had multiple shooters wide open for Southeast.
Haith from the corner.
My goodness, credit Pius the 10th and their unselfish style of ball on the offensive end. Looking up Haith time and time again.
49-44. It's a 5-point Pius advantage. Just past the halfway point in the third quarter. You have a wide open Hilkeman. No.
Got the look they were after.
Head fake from Hum. Backing down Ngoy. Fade away.
Under control. Playing the defender. Ngoy didn't leave his feet, but that allowed for Hum to catch some more space, moving left to right in the lane.
Geet kicking it back out, 10 seconds on the shot clock. 7-point lead for Pius, under 3 to play in the third. Deep from Hilkeman is off the back of the iron.
That's that one-dimensional type of offense I was talking about. Pius doing a really nice job defending the rim.
Good defense from the Knights. You have Geet running, and Moore will keep it himself.
You kidding me? Look at the finish there. And the way he moved out from left to right, got that spacing needed to take that angle when he was attacking the rack in transition.
Pius still up 51-46. Strong take again by Anderson.
What a welcome sight if you're a Pius X fan. Don't get flustered, just get it to Anderson down on the block.
Corner 3 for Ngoy. That is his 5th.
This is almost too much fun, isn't it? I mean, we're seeing two of the best out of Lincoln just sparring, going back and forth here.
You're going to get Geet for the hold.
Yeah, that's not a bad foul because Anderson would have had an easy one there.
53-49 Pius, 1:56 to go in the third. Reminder that this coverage is made possible thanks to Sartor Heyman Jewelers. At Sartor Heyman, they'll help make your jewelry dreams come true. Also a reminder that Lincoln High School Sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com as Anderson earns a trip to the line.
Hinton checked back into the game. The 6'4" senior did a really nice job defending Trayson Anderson in that first half, but picks up a quick foul, only a second foul, just seconds into, taking on his new role, trying to defend that man in the center of your screen. And with the missed free throw, I guess you could say good foul.
Anderson currently with 17 points.
17 points, 9 rebounds.
Future North Dakota State product as the second goes. Still a 5-point lead for Pius, 1:40 to go in the third. And you have Searcy called for the reach.
That's only the second foul here for Pius X, as they're already in the bonus, double bonus, but only committing 2 fouls themselves.
This broadcast is made possible in part thanks to United Healthcare, where small towns matter.
54-49. Southeast looking to close the gap.
Ngoy's shot is short. Anderson with that board. I believe that puts him at the double-double, Andy?
It does. 10th board of the game.
And this will be night basketball.
The speed of Tay Moore. Not just an offensive weapon, shows you what he can do on the defensive end as well.
.112 to play in the third.
Kind of felt like a defense for offense substitution that time for Southeast as Git is checking back into the game for Hinton.
And Moore on the drive, he's fouled. 2 shots coming up.
Boy, that's tough. Hum was trying to stick with him. The defender for Pius X just gave a half step to his left. Moore took full advantage with that quick first step of his own.
Nine points for Moore, a chance to hit double digits here. Currently a 4-point advantage for Pius.
Don't believe the ball even came close to hitting the iron on either of those attempts.
One possession game, 54-51. Pius in the lead. We're under a minute to go in the third. Excellent take by Searcy.
And that's spacing it out as an offense, giving Searcy that lane to work with. Defense was totally scattered.
.35 seconds to go. And a rebound by Hum. Shot clock's off.
Tough board from Hum, doing the dirty work for the Bolts.
Ten seconds on the clock. 5 seconds. 2 seconds. Shot will count. And we officially head to the fourth. Pius 56, Southeast 51 here in the Boys Hack Championship. Stay with us. Final 8 minutes when we return. (56-51). Pius leading Southeast. Brandon Axum and Andy Klassen with you on News Channel Nebraska. 8 minutes to decide this one.
You know,
Andy,
Joey Waring, head coach for Southeast, did a really fantastic job of catching Trayson Anderson, the big man of Pius X, kind of in limbo, back and forth, trying to defend the rim, but also had responsibilities to get out on his man. Let's see if they try to exploit that a little more here in this fourth and final period. Open up some shooters for Southeast. Oh, tough play. Got to credit the recovery defense from Brass. It looked like Nagoya was going to have a cheap one early to open up this fourth. Not the case.
Anderson guarded by Hilcom, and there's the double. Anderson's called for the charge.
Oh boy, and I think Hilkeman might be shaken up a little bit here, shook up a little bit. Anderson just getting a little too aggressive, putting his big body into the defender, backing him down. Offensive foul call from the officials.
So the Knights, they did hit 9 threes in the first half. They hit 2 in the third quarter. Currently down by 5. And Hilkeman.
He was calling for it the entire way there, Brandon. Nice job of taking the drive initially, then kicking it back out, resetting the offense.
12 threes and counting for Lincoln Southeast, as that's a foul on Moore.
I mean, Pius the 10th, they're just relentless the way they attack the rim. They just never take their foot off the gas, always trying to penetrate, always trying to work the ball in for the easy look. Travel. Yep.
So the Knights with it. Pius up by 2.
That was the right idea. And Southeast, I mean, they got to gamble a little bit here. So you're having man-to-man defense really across the board because you got to shade a little bit towards Anderson as he takes a break. That time, the man-to-man defense stands tall and prevails.
Ngoy to the basket. Doesn't go for him. And the Bolts turn it over to Southeast basketball.
Credit Nagoy for going strong at the hoop. Didn't get the foul call, but didn't complain. Got back up, helped make a play on the defensive end. Did take a moment there to talk to the official, probably saying, hey, I will get the next one, right? I'll get the next one.
And I said, absolutely. We got you. 56-54. Pius on top. 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this one. And Moore will head to the line.
Yeah, just smart basketball being played right now by Southeast and the Knights. Anderson's taking a breather, taking a break, the 6'10 senior. So he's not in there disrupting, clogging up the middle. So what is Southeast doing? They're going right to the rack there, attacking the rim. And I guess head coach Brill for Pies 10 said that's enough of that. Number 44 checks back into the game.
A chance here for Moore to tie things up. And he does. 56-56, 6:08 to go.
Love the full court pressure here from the Knights. Not just allowing Pius to walk it up.
Corner three, Haith is short. Anderson rips down another one, loses it, ends up in the hands of Brown.
And that's a scrappy type of effort that Southeast is really going to have to lean into here down the stretch.
Open three for Geet. And after being down 7, the Knights are back on top, 59-56.
They had to earn every bit of that three-point shot, the way they fought and got scrappy on the other end, coming away with that loose ball.
And Hilkeman swatting that away.
Fantastic job from Hilkeman playing ball, facing the ball. He also had the help on the back end. That allowed him to knock that one out.
Well, this fourth quarter is brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. Haith looking to tie things up. It's in and out. It'll stay here.
And that's where Pius is just so surgical on the offensive end. They're able to shift gears, slow things down, work that skip pass across the bottom, and then open up a shooter. Look true, look good, just rimmed out.
It looks like Geet is called for a foul away from the ball. That's his third.
He's got to be careful here this final 5 minutes.
Southeast leading 59-56 with 5 minutes to go.
This type of matchup makes Southeast maximize what they can do. It really makes them the best team they can be because you have 5 guys crashing the boards at all times.
Hilkeman gets Anderson in the air and gets the shot to fall.
Jake Hilkeman, the 6'4 senior, has done everything for the Southeast Knights. I mean, he's knocking down triples. He's attacking the rim. He's using his pivot foot, getting a defender in the rim, up in the air. And a chance to extend the lead here from the line.
$23 points for Hilkeman. Southeast leads 62-56 with 4:50 to go.
Yeah, that three-point shot, boy, that could cover up a lot of blemishes and really, erase a deficit in a hurry.
You said Geet had to be careful. He's called for his fourth. With 4:40 to go, he's going to have to come to the bench. You would think.
Well, the coaches are talking it over. I mean, you have Anderson check back into the game on Pius' side. He might be a little gassed, a little tired, and they're saying, heck with it. We're going to roll the dice. Let's see what Southeast goes with on their side. So they are going to check Nate Applegate back into the game, a 6'3 sophomore. And I'm saying, if I'm head coach Warding and that staff, I'm telling Applegate, get aggressive. I mean, don't worry about picking up a foul yourself. Get into Anderson. Make him work for every little inch.
So Southeast goes on an 11-0 run to start this fourth quarter before Haith and Pius get on the board with those 2 free throws. 62-58. Lincoln Southeast leading by 4 with 4:40 to go.
Yeah, no surprise. It's an oddball number, right? 11-0 with all the three-point shots that have been going up and falling for Lincoln Southeast. And what you really saw there was them being selective. It was almost like a chaos, but not forced chaos. What do you want to call that?
Controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos. There you go. Where, yes, they were getting after it. They're laying out for every loose ball, but the shooters had space and time to work with. They're being very selective on the offensive end throughout that 11-0 run.
Well, a reminder, this broadcast is made possible thanks to Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Be sure to check them out. In their Lincoln and Grand Island locations, they have dazzling gemstones, as well as stunning engagement collections and exceptional diamonds. Also at the location in Grand Island, a reminder that also Lincoln High School Sports is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
Now, I know Pius X does a fantastic job running the court, pushing the tempo. But this might be a place where maybe they want to take their foot off the gas a little bit, because they're so good in the half court on their offense, and they don't have to press or anything. They're only down 4 points, 2 possessions. They can take their time, tie things up, and even take a lead. But it all starts here on the defensive end. They got to get stops.
Hilkeman calling for it on the block. 3 on the way. He's off the mark from Brown.
Good look, good spacing there on offense.
Eighth goes baseline, basket, and the foul.
And Nagoy is kind of saying, hey, what am I supposed to do there? Hayes is the one that, initiated the contact, kind of put his shoulder down into me as a defender. I'm supposed to take away baseline and be strong, but I get called for the foul when he initiates the contact. I kind of get where he's coming from.
Well, Haith coming off the bench, averaging 6 a game, has 21 points.
So impressed with what he's been able to do this entire afternoon. Closing the gap, 62-61.
4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. And Goy comes back down and knocks down the field goal.
Almost like an answer there saying, hey, you're going to come at me? I'm going to come at you on the other end. Good answer.
Knights lead by 3. Pius looking to tie it short from Hum. Applegate stripping it away. It's up to Brown. And Brown throws it down.
As soon as the ball found Timor at half court, you knew something positive was going to happen for the Knights.
Brown's first basket of the night, and it is a slam, putting the Knights up 66-61. Rebound by Hilkeman.
Tough board from Hilkeman. Boy, he's been putting in the work here this afternoon. You mentioned that was Brown's first bucket. That was a big one. Kind of energized or re-energized the gymnasium.
Under 3 now to go.
Love Southeast taking their time here on the offensive end.
And Goy, 6 triples for the junior.
Wow, I mean, when it's your night, it's your night. Cersei, the defender for Pius X, was out on him. It didn't matter. Nagoy can't be stopped.
69-61 is Southeast.
Tough shot. Brown tracks down his 4th board. He's come to life here in the latter half of this 4th period.
There goes Moore. And there's a foul.
Gonna get the late whistle. Moore's gonna head to the line.
Goes against Drake.
Obviously, Pius fans didn't like the call, but I mean, Tay Moore had to work through a lot of contact to get himself to the rim there, so you can kind of warrant the whistle with that.
Well, be sure to stay tuned for our coach's post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. We'll also be talking to our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game.
Okay, now here we go. Trayson Anderson checks back into the game. Already has a double-double to his credit. It's going to be enough to erase this 9-point deficit. Make it 10 with just over 2 minutes left to go.
71-61. The Knights are outscoring Pius 20-5 here in the fourth quarter. And that's a big three-point play opportunity for Searcy.
There we go. The senior guard, a little bit of a step-back look from the middle of the lane. And this is your best-case scenario if you are a Pius X fan. The clock is stopped, and you're awarded an opportunity to cut in that lead just a little bit more from the foul line. We got a timeout here from head coach Brill for Pius X. Wants to talk things over. We're going to have a different look here as Dane Gitt checks back in the game for Southeast to help out defend Trayson Anderson. You got to believe.
And again, Gitt with 4 fouls, so he's going to have to be careful the rest of the way. But the score currently, Southeast 71, Pius 64, just under 2 to go. The Knights have been in this game 3 of the past 4 years, have not won it. Joey Warning, 4th year as a head coach. He's hoping this will be the year that the Knights win the HAC tournament. If they do, it'll be the first time since 2013 that the Knights have done so. And also, you know, we talked about, again, Warning is a Pius grad. Pius, another subplot of their season, they will be leaving the HAC next year because they are not a Class A team.
Right.
So it's a conference regulation. They will no longer be in the HAC. And Coach Werning, when I talked to him this morning, no love lost for his former school. He said, I'd love to send Pius out of the HAC on a losing note. So
true competitor. Sometimes you can't hide that competitive nature, especially when you're talking about wins and losses on a championship level like we're seeing right here.
And again, we talked about how Pius has dominated since they joined the HAC in 2018. They won the first 3 years they were in this conference, made it to the championship that 4th year, but were defeated by the Rockets in 2021.
Haith coming up huge with another takeaway. My goodness.
71-64. 3 a little flat. 1:20 to play.
Huge rebound there for Ty Moore.
And now Coach Werning will take a timeout for Southeast.
Yeah, Southeast kind of carelessly gave up a turnover at about midcourt. They kind of got the ball into trouble. Then a careless pass allowed Michael Haith to get another takeaway, create another steal. I mean, that guy has done everything for the Thunderbolts this afternoon. Scoring the ball, tough defense like you just saw.
Well, this has been one heck of a game. Southwest are the girls' HAC champs.
Wow, yeah.
Either the Knights or the Bolts will be the boys. We were tied 35-35 at half. Southeast had a 5-point lead to start this fourth quarter, but again, Southeast had a 6-point lead. No, Pius, I can't read my own notes. Pius had the 6-point lead.
It's been a seesaw game.
Yeah, then the Knights have turned it on here in the fourth quarter and really, put themselves in a comfortable position. It's not over.
It's not over. But what a fantastic turnaround and run midway through that third period and into the fourth for Lincoln Southeast. It's almost like Pius just kind of ran out of gas there, and the Knights were able to accelerate. And we mentioned the game before, the women's game. Credit Southwest. Congratulations, winning another championship here in the HAC. But Northeast, tip your cap to Lincoln Northeast. Fabulous game, gritty performance. Almost completed that comeback for the victory. Just not enough at the tail end there. Southwest coming away, going home with another HAC trophy.
There's the foul. The Knights will be forced to knock down free throws to put this one away.
Yeah, and that's just a smart play from, Pius committing the early foul there. And, going to make him earn it from the foul line now. Geet getting one to roll home, what do they call that? The shooter's roll as he catches the front of the iron.
9 points for the senior.
This is the second. Pius still has life.
Scramble under the hoop. And timeout is awarded to Pius.
Wow. What a scrappy play from Pius the 10th. Able to get the quick timeout, too.
Still an 8-point lead for Lincoln Southeast here with 46 seconds to go.
Yeah, so a lot of things have to happen in a hurry here for the Thunderbolts. Look for that quick three-point attempt.
A reminder that this game is made possible thanks to Zollner Ford, Lincoln in Beatrice. Also, Lincoln High School Sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
Mentioned the quick three-point shot there from Pius. They don't have to take a three here, but you're really trying to make up a lot of ground and not much time to work with. And they got some really darn good shooters, the likes of Hum, Searcy, Hay, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the route they try to take here to get back into this one with under a minute to go. Probably got to throw in Trayson Anderson, too, as far as shooting three-pointers. I know he's 6'10", he does most of his work around the rim, but we've seen him earlier in this game back it out and heave up a three. He's pretty good no matter where he's at. So there's a quick triple and a quick foul. You couldn't have asked for more if you're Pius the 10th. Clock stop. You got Kellen Hum, senior guard, at the line.
So a chance to make this a 5-point game if Hum hits all three.
Yeah, just kind of a defensive blunder for Lincoln Southeast. Knocks down the first. 72-65. Both teams in double bonus, I guess you call it. Both teams have 5 fouls.
2 for 2.
Okay, so more than anything, Southeast has to track down this rebound if it is missed, but then take care of the basketball. Don't allow a full court pressure or something like that to churn you over in this type of scenario. Find one of your guards, Nagoya or more, and make sure he has the ball in his hands in this moment.
Here's the full court pressure.
Ball did find its way to the corner. The double team tried to get there. Credit Hilkeman for getting it out of there with the bounce pass. Find his buddy Geet. He's going to send Geet back to the line. I think Pius has to have a couple players underneath the rim there, trying to have a little pseudo timeout on the sideline. Official saying, hey, we need to have a correct legal set here. Stays a 5-point game. This is not where Southeast wants to be.
Doors still open for Pius, 38 seconds.
Here we go. Wow, what a take.
And the layup doesn't go. It was there for Drake.
Oh, and they're not going to call a jump ball. They're going to call a foul on Pius X. Kellen Hum can't believe it. Thought he had his hands in on it. Credit Jake Hilkelman for ripping down his 4th rebound. Staying strong underneath. Oh, Drake had just a fantastic take, didn't he, down the left side of the lane? How did that rim out on him?
And Hilkeman adding to his total. "24 points. Averaging 11 and 9. He's had quite the performance here in the HAC Championship.
Wow, ice. Give him 25. Give him 25 after back-to-back free throws in a big moment.
Well, full timeout taken. It's 74-67. 28.8 seconds to go.
Well, you saw Pius with that quick three on that last occasion. Got exactly what they wanted. Got the foul call, clock stop. Made some free throws from the line. Look for him to go right back. That type of a set here. Down 7. A couple good things have to happen for the Thunderbolts.
I mean, you look at the fourth quarter with the Knights down 5 to start, then that 11-0 run to start the quarter obviously was huge. And like you mentioned, they had a gear that either Pius wasn't quite ready for, or, you know, it was eventually a 20-5 run in this quarter as well. Pius battling back, but it may have been just too much.
The run they went on, the 11-0 run to start the fourth period, they didn't allow for themselves to get one-dimensional. They didn't just sit back and hoist up threes. They continued to attack the rim, whether the 6'10" Anderson was in there defending or not. I believe that allowed them to stay true to their offense and ultimately go on that 11-0 run.
Well, you had an open three from the corner. It goes down for Hum. The Bolts saying not quite yet.
Oh, rattles home the corner three. Pulls it within 74-70. Now this is a spot we've seen Southeast be careless with the ball before. Pius X, they're so good in their full court pressure. Let's see what type of a press they're going to try and set here on the Knights to close this one out.
A reminder that Lincoln High School Sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. This has been an excellent afternoon of basketball here at Lincoln Southwest High School.
Yeah, there on the right side of your screen, you're getting a good look at the officials. Kirby Wells, Jacob Hers, and Christopher Ladwick. They've really done a fantastic job here this afternoon, doing both the girls and the boys games here. And this has been a little bit of a workout for them, getting up and down the court with these two teams that really like to push the tempo, push the pace.
.9 seconds remain. Full court pressure coming here for Pius. And you get into Moore.
Yep. Fantastic job by Moore, understanding the situation, getting himself to the inbound passer, making himself available. And yeah, Southeast, very aware of the situation, going with a guard-heavy lineup here. 3 guards into the game right now with Nagoy, Moore, and Brown. I mean, everybody kind of had their moment for Southeast. Mentioned Brown. Boy, he had a run there with that You know, that big tomahawk dunk, his first bucket of the game after a steal that he made.
Moore has 5 points in the fourth quarter, all of them from the free throw line.
Yeah.
15 on the night.
That speaks to just what a complete point guard he really is. Down the stretch, the ball finds its way to his hands, and he can close out from the foul line like you saw right there.
Well, another timeout by Pius here.
Yeah, still plenty of time. Only a 2-possession game now, 76-70. It has to happen in a hurry, obviously. And I think with the shooters, I really like what Pius did the last time where they went inside out. Pass the ball into Anderson. I don't care what kind of a defender you are, you have to sag in. That's just your natural reaction. So it drew the defense in just enough to open up Kellen Hum from the corner, who ultimately rattled one home. Wouldn't be surprised if the Thunderbolts go to a similar type of look here.
The score 76-70, Lincoln Southeast. Trying to wrap this one up and claim the HAC tournament title for the first time in 10 years.
Oh, they've been so close the last 3-4 years.
This might finally be their time, but not if Pius has something to say about it. Anderson.
Nice entry pass there, saving some time.
Drake, he gets the shot he wants. It's off. It is going to stay here.
Pretty impressive job there from Southeast, being able to get back on defense after you had a three-quarters court inbounds pass. Kind of caught him off guard, but credit the Knights for getting back on D.
And that's off the mark. And that'll do it. 1.8 ticks. Geet will shoot a couple of free throws, but this one is officially, all but officially, I should say, decided. Quite the performance from the Knights, especially in this fourth quarter. And with that, Geet hits double-digit scoring. 10 points. Make it 11. And that'll do it. It is now official. Lincoln Southeast claims the HAC title. 78-70 is your final. The first time in a decade that the Knights hoist the conference plaque. We'll take a quick break. Andy Klassen is wrangling up head coach Warning and our player of the game. We'll hear from them shortly here on News Channel Nebraska.
courtside with head coach Joey Warning. You guys are the Hack championship. You guys took it down. You were so close the previous 4 years, coming to 3 or 4 of them. What was the difference here, able to close out and take this championship home?
I think we're a little more together team. We're a little tougher team. We didn't share the ball really well. Weren't physical enough first half. We came out second half way more physical. This guy's super proud, did a tremendous job, shot the ball really well too, played with a lot of confidence. We're showing some leadership from some guys like him, just kind of demanding things from their teammates. We're starting to be a more player-led team than a coach-led team, which you love to see. So, we've been here 3 of the last 4 years. It's nice to get it done.
You guys were draining 3 after 3 in the first half, but you didn't allow yourselves to get one-dimensional. What was the key for you not to allow just to kind of fall into where you're hoisting up threes?
Yeah, I thought Pius did a great job hacking the paint. They limited our paint touches in the first half. Luckily, we shot the ball well. Mike Nagoy had 4 threes in the first half. Jake had a couple. So we shot 50% at half, but we want to make an effort second half really to get the ball inside, okay, get to the free throw line, okay. We've been living at the line all year, so we were able to get to line a little bit more. I don't know what we finished with in the second half, but Tamor was able to get to the rim, create for others. Okay, he's been doing a great job of that. He got away from that a little bit in the first half, did a better job, but just super proud of these guys. It's all about these guys, how hard they work, how much they want it. Nate Applegate came in and showed a ton of toughness. He hadn't played much this tournament. He made some winning plays, awesome plays by him, especially there was a loose ball rebound, changed the whole dynamic of the game. We get a little kick out to Zaya. Zaya gets a dunk. Just super proud. He deserves it.
All righty, Coach. Thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Yep, thank you.
All righty, let's bring in our player of the game, Jake Hickelman. 25 big points. They were asking a lot of you. You had to defend inside. You had to play outside. What was the key for you, in your mind, pulling off this championship-style victory?
I mean, Coach had a really good scout coming into this game. It was a toughness game is what he said, and just out-battling them, that was the game plan coming in, and I think we executed.
Boy, you guys were taking it early on there where Pius, they would go on runs. They were ahead of just a little bit, but then you guys open up the fourth period with an 11-0 run. What enabled you guys to do that?
I mean, basketball's a game of runs, so we just got to stay focused, stay with the game plan, and I think we're going to be all right.
A lot of talk about Anderson right on the other side of that 6'10 frame. You guys are giving up some size. How are you guys able to negate that and ultimately pull away down the stretch?
Like I said, Coach had a good scout, a little fire on him, but like I said, just toughness. We played hard this game, and I think we out-toughed them, and that's what the outcome was.
This has got to feel good for you guys, finally closing the door, getting that championship with the Hack Conference. What does a win like this do for you guys down the stretch at the midway point?
It's huge for us. Hopefully it gives us some momentum to going into the later half of the season. I think we're playing as a family right now, sharing the ball really well, and that's awesome.
Jake, thank you for your time. Congratulations on a heck of a performance and a championship win at that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Brandon, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Thank you, Andy, and congratulations to Jake Hilkeman, our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game, and additionally, congrats to the Knights, crowned Hack Conference Tournament champs for the first time in 10 years with a 78-70 win over Pius. And you had 4 players in double digits for the Knights. You had Hilkeman with 25, Nagoy with 24, Moore with 16, Geet with 11. You also had Josiah Brown contributing with 2, that big dunk in the fourth quarter. For Pius, Mike Haith off the bench with 21, Trayson Anderson and Kellen Hum each with 18, Searcy with 9, and Aiden Brass with 4. That will do it for our coverage here today at the Hack Tournament site of Lincoln Southwest. Again, the Southwest girls are your 2023 Hack Tournament champs, and the Lincoln Southeast boys, the Hack Tournament champs. If you're a basketball fan, you're in luck because we have more basketball tonight on NCN in about an hour and a half. No, actually an hour. 4:50 will be live from Columbus for the Columbus Holiday Tournament Championships, where the 2 local rivals, Scotus Central Catholic and Lakeview, will be battling in both the girls and boys championships. So you can stay here on NCN and tune into that in an hour of time up in Columbus. And then, of course, we'll have more basketball starting next week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You just go to newschannelnebraska.com or follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports to find out our broadcast schedule. That will do it for our coverage here in the Hack from Lincoln Southwest. For our producer, directors, Tyler Lechner and Danny Alvarado for our terrific camera crew. For Andy Klassen, I'm Brandon Axelman. We'll see you in Columbus in an hour.